Hello, welcome to the
Real Bit Wars.
I'm Chris, and today I have several new video game pickups to show you. We're pretty heavy on imports, but there's a couple other things in here as well. What do you say we get started? So, at the place that's closest to my house, it's like a vintage mall kind of thing. Over the years, they've more so sold like things like rusty metal and rustic wood, but they've started incorporating a lot of collectibles in there, and there are different vendor booths in there. I've been seeing a lot of video games, so I'm kind of frequently stopping in to see what they have, and somebody's been putting out boxes of Atari games for the flat rate of $5. So I kind of dig through there, and I notice some of it's actually kind of overpriced. 5 is a little steep. There's a lot of stuff that's very common that I already have. But I saw one game in there and I said, yeah, that's coming home with me. A 7800 game. Donkey Kong. So just out of curiosity, then I looked it up, and on price charting, it was around $40. So I think I got a really good deal on this. At one point, I was going for the complete 7800 set. I think there's only 59 games, if I remember correctly. But it's easier said than done. I think this only puts me at 20. I want to say somewhere around there, so I have a long way to go. But I like the 7800 a lot, so very exciting to see that for $5. Okay, then we got this. So for Christmas, my stepson gave me a Pac-Man card game. We haven't gotten a chance to play this yet. We'll have like a family game night or something and check it out. But oh, he also did give me this shirt that I have on, so I'll show you that right away. Boom, A Nightmare on Elm Street. Very cool stuff. Thank you to Caden for that. All right, next up, a couple of Super Famicom games. These were both on my wish list. They popped up on eBay for very cheap, but I was still kind of thinking about it. I haven't really been spending a lot on video games lately. And then the seller shot me an offer, so they were even cheaper yet, and it was, I believe, free shipping, and yeah, I couldn't pass up the deal. But I really love these Sokoban games. I don't even remember the title of this. It's just Super Sokoban, I think. And if I'm not mistaken, this is like a compilation. It has multiple games on it, because there are a lot of levels. Usually these will have like 100. This one has, I think it was 250, and they're broken up into different sections of 50 levels. So there's a lot to offer on this one. You can also do the build your own level feature there. That's kind of cool. So yeah, if you've never played these, there was one on the Genesis called Shove It. The ones on the Game Boy were called Boxel. Very cool idea and franchise. All you do is push these boxes around. It's a puzzle game, but that's definitely a genre that I enjoy. I'll show you real quick too. It is complete with the manual. We got the manual, the tray. No bag, though, but that's okay. So yeah, that was on my wish list. There's one more of these games on the Super Famicom that I do not yet have, but that one's a little pricey. Hopefully I can find it someday. And then this one, technically I had already, but it was on my wish list. It is the first Goemon game for the Super Famicom. I can show you. I brought this out. It was released here as The Legend of Mystical Ninja, among my favorite Super Nintendo games. I remember renting this back in the day, and I really loved it. So when I began collecting imports, and I discovered that there were sequels to it, I picked all of those up, and that collection just always felt a little naked to me without the first one. Having all of the Japanese ones on the Super Famicom with the exception of this one, I always wanted to pick it up just to complete out that set, despite the fact that I have the Super Nintendo version already. And the same goes for the first two Super Bomberman games. I would like to get Super Famicom versions of those at some point. Because again, that series doesn't feel complete without all of them in there. But yeah, awesome game. If you've never played this, phenomenal. I don't believe I showed you the back just yet. Get that to focus for you. I'll show you the cartridge. Again, it included the manual. This one did have a bag. That manual is in really nice shape. And you don't see this that often, really, where it is with the spine towards the right rather than the left. It's kind of weird, because that's how it usually is in Japan, right? But a lot of them that I get are not like that. Like the, one I just showed you. Spine is the other way. This one, it's over here. So that's kind of cool. But I always love the artwork. That kind of wraparound picture on the back there. Again, here's the cartridge with the bag. This one does have like registration cards and whatnot in it. I'll show you this little piece they got in there too. Always nice to have these little extras with it. This is kind of funny too. There's an advertisement in here. It has the Konami logo, but it's Super Mario World batteries. You see this yellow spot there? I thought that was kind of interesting. Okay. Now I do have another import for the Game Boy here. So I heard about this game. I forget. It was a YouTube channel. I was watching someone's video and I heard about it. And I thought that sounds like something I would like. I don't know every country that this was released in, but I believe the person I ordered this from, it came from Germany, and it was really cheap. I literally spent more money on the shipping than I did on the game. It was under $10 total. So I heard about it, sounded right up my alley, and I had to just check it out. Die Maus. Isometric angle. You have 2 different characters with unique attributes, and you use teamwork to get through these levels. Defeating enemies, finding items, and so on. Early stages are a little too easy. It kind of felt like a little kid's game at first, and I was sort of concerned. But then I got like 4 or 5 levels in, and the difficulty ramped up decently, so I can recommend this to an adult. I think it's a fun game. Does play a little bit slow, but that tends to be the case sometimes on the Game Boy, so not disappointed with that one at all. All right, a couple more. European imports here for the Super Nintendo. Duff, how many times do I have to tell you? Sorry about that. Moving on here. So anyway, I got 2 Super Nintendo games here. Both of these are based off of French characters, so some of you can probably guess what I'm talking about already. Again, eBay, the deal was phenomenal. I couldn't believe it. Partially because the boxes aren't in great condition, but it doesn't bother me. These are definitely good enough to satisfy me. But we have Asterix and Obelix. I already had the other one, CIB as well. I'll give you a closer look at these. Cartridge, looking pretty nice. This one did come with a map, which has a poster, or excuse me, it is a poster, not a map. I'll show you this. It's a pretty nice touch there, I like that. Ooh, very neat. And it includes the manual. And then, again, the other one. French character, Spirou. So, this seems to be very similar to those Tintin games. Was that character created by the same person or something? They seem very similar to me. There are 2 of those that I've been looking for that were on the Super Nintendo. This is kind of interesting too. I believe that is the German title, if I'm not mistaken. Stop me if I'm wrong on any of this. I am not bilingual, but yeah, again, that box is definitely good enough for me. I'm okay with that. I should say too, I think I've mentioned it before, but if you haven't heard, collecting or going after the complete Super Nintendo set, I'm also going after those European exclusives, or PAL games, if you will. So that's why I picked these 2 up. They were part of that set, so I'm looking for all of them. I have a few already. And again, I will show you the manual here. It's in nice shape. And the cartridge. So, a nice bundle of games there. And again, I got some really killer deals on all that stuff, especially that Donkey Kong. I think that's worth way more than what I spent. But these imports as well, when I looked them up on price charting, some of them were valued double what I spent, or even more than that. So very cool. Got a lot of stuff to play here, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.